Um, my name is Brian, and a bit an introduction about myself. I am currently working as a system administrator at one of the web hosting company in Canada. So, as part of my daily jobs, I monitored servers where we make sure that the servers will cater all the services up and running 24 by 7. And one of the tasks is about answering to website issues like being compromised, phishing, and other vulnerability issue with the websites. So with this topic, the takeaways for this session is about the known threats and vulnerabilities of the website and the insights how to secure them, and of course, in case your website become the target and being compromised, what are the steps to recover the concern regarding your website? So, um, WordPress is taking up 60+% of the market share nowadays. So they are like way ahead from other CMS platform like Shopify, Wix, Squarespace, and other CMS platforms. So because of its popularity, WordPress has gained a lot of traffic. So most of the big websites having traffics um, that is being used by a lot of website developers and users. WordPress also has the most usage based on the statistics. And second is the other CMS platform like Shopify, Drupal, Joomla. So because of its known popularity, WordPress is subject to um, some threats and vulnerabilities. And of course, WordPress is number one in the most hacked CMS platform. Okay, so it is WordPress is number one in popularity, number one in usage, and based on statistics, WordPress as well is number one in the most attacked and hacked website. So these are the like window how the attack come from. The number one is plugin. The excessive brute force attack can be the core of your WordPress, and the theme. The list goes on. So there are like four key points where you can address issues of your website to have it more secured. So plugins, there are like more than 60,000 plugins in the WordPress repository, and most of the like common issue with plugins are users are using outdated versions of those applications like themes or plugins. And even though you have the updated version of your core, but you have the other outdated version of other application, you are also vulnerable to some attacks. So the common like issue with websites using WordPress CMS is malware. So we have seen this on daily basis that is raised by our customers that website is being infected with malware. Say for example, this is like the core of the WordPress. So if you can see, it's just like by plain sight, these are just the common files, be like a core website files of WordPress. But using some tools that can scan your entire website system, the file is already infected with something like this, a malicious code, where this code can manipulate the entries of your website, stealing data, or an attacker or hacker can manipulate your entire system. The next one is SQL injection. So most common issue as well with WordPress or CMS that are like outdated, the entry point with SQL attacks, SQL injection, where you like your login forms or search bar on your website. That is the common entry point where a hacker can get or having an entry to your website. Like they can manipulate your database data, theft, or credential, or any information that is valuable to your website can be vulnerable. So how that happened? So in this illustration, through the authentication form of the website, a hacker can submit a series of code or inject a code with using the certain query to check the if the user and the password can match with the entry that you have inserted to your website, and most probably your credential will be lost, or they can get access to your system. And once the attacker can get access to your system, it can manage to manipulate the privileges on your website, or even inject some codes into your entire website system, and they can input some script that can lead to phishing, redirects, or even executable and downloadable files. So this is an example of on the server logs, a SQL injection is happening. So a certain query is being pushed into the certain website, and they're able to get to the data of your a certain website file or website data. So the next one is password hacking. This is the same with like brute force attack, but this is more on like a guessing method. Like a user is accessing a certain website that's not secure. So like not having an SSL certificate. So a certain hacker can sniff your credential when you input the login form of your website. So it can be visible, like a FTP file transfer. If you're not having an encrypted method, so they can see if you are using the plain authentication method. So brute force attack. So this will happen when someone is trying to brute force your website. So if you can see in this illustration that a certain attack is pushing through to the wp.login login.php file, which is the login page of your website, and usually an attacker can prepare like a millions of guessing credential, like username, the password, and they push through that script. Once that certain credential match to what you have input on, or saved on that particular login page, then technically your server or your website will be compromised, and they can inject anything from it. So this is another issue with some websites that is being attacked through DDoS, or multiple source of attack, and they are targeting a certain subject. So if the thing is, if your website is being compromised and there are other websites being compromised, so a certain hacker can use that as a source of the attack. Like they can input some script from there, and they can use that one to attack or brute force another website. And most probably, once your website is infected with malware, it can be blacklisted or affecting your SEO ranking, traffic, and also most worst cases, a hacker can delete the entire content of your website. So this is an example of a hacked website. The hacker has already entered into your system, and they defaced your website content. There is one. And once your website is having a malware, browsers can blacklist you from accessing that certain website because it is harmful. So, okay. So to secure your website, always maintain a backup for your website. For example, you have a like published a website right now, and then your developer has already provided you the files and code. Make sure that you have a copy of that website version right away. So a backup with if you do the backup, make sure that you have to consider the retention process. Like you have a weekly backup, daily backup, or a monthly backup. At least like 2 copies in each retention policy. The next one is the method. So you can do either using plugins or the hosting feature like the cPanel backup, or you can even do with daily snapshots of your website. The next one is the location. So to make your website or backup more secure, you have to consider location of your backup. So do not save your backup on the your hosting directory. So in case it's being hacked and the hackers can like delete all your website files and the backup is saved from there, so you have nothing to like restore from, or there's no like restore point unless you have the hosting provider can provide you the snapshot of your website. So the location can be in your local computer, it can be in the cloud, it can be in the in your hosting environment, or you can have like a third-party backup provider. So another one is regular update. So most of the hacked websites are outdated. So it can be the core, your web, the themes, or the plugins. So make sure that your application being used on the website are all updated, because once the like website is outdated and the like a certain intruder can detect that your website is like vulnerable to this kind of scripting, so most probably your website is in danger. And if you see update suggestion on your website dashboard, so you need to like push through that update, because updates means the developer implemented some security fixes and more features that is updated for that certain kind of application. But take note that before doing any update, do a backup of your website, like the recent backup of our working copy of your website. In case that the update are not compatible with other components of your website, you have a restore point that you can restore from. And the good thing is WordPress has now the option to revert automatically from the previous state. But of course, if like the other updates can make your website broken, so make sure that you have to do the necessary backup that is needed. The other one to like secure your website is a regular password update. So it is advisable to use password generator, not just like password 123 or admin 123 or anything that is easily guessed, because hackers can like easily guess the password using that certain script that can match the what is being saved in their system to like try to get into your website. So making using the password generator can take a lot of time that a hacker cannot detect or cannot get into your system. The other one is 2FA. So make sure you have the two-factor authentication, just to make sure that you are more secure than the other website. Next is when you are transferring data from like local to your website, make sure that you're using secure file transfer. So because FTP alone can especially when you're using a plain authentication, can a certain intruder or hacker can sniff your credential because it's not encrypted when passing through the origin of the file to the destination. So they can um, view the data in between along when you are uploading data along the stream. The other one to secure a website is um, select a hosting that has offered some security solutions. For example, WAF, SFTP support, jailed hosting, and daily snapshot. So jailed hosting actually is it is a security feature, especially when you're using Cloud Linux, that your working directory is like having in a jail that other user cannot like access or enter into your working directory. Another one is the plug-in solution, or the like making sure that you have the password policy. Password can expire within a certain period of time, and other plugins that can scan your website and to see that this application or this there's vulnerability that is occurring in the website. Or in case of some attacks, a certain plugin can notify or can see through logs that your website is being attacked. And the other one is the lockout login or plugin that is like if someone is trying to access your website and it hits the threshold of multiple failed login attempts, it can automatically block or lock out that certain IP address or limit that IP address from accessing your website dashboard. SSL, so that will be expiring or renewable within 90 days. But if you prefer the paid version of this SSL certificate, there are available vendors to purchase this certificate. Make sure that your website is secure. Like they having a green padlock on your website, especially the WooCommerce and interacting with sensitive data through that website, like the cards and other information. So make sure that when accessing that particular website, it has SSL certificate that is valid. And the last one is even though you have made your website more secure, but your computer or the device that you're accessing from is vulnerable or not having anti-malware, antivirus. So most likely that an attacker and a hacker can get into your website without knowing, because they can install or run programs that can see the kernel strokes of your device or computer, where they can log the the characters that you're using when you get into the website. So in case that I just want to ask a question. Are you experiencing that your website has been hacked? Where's the one? Okay. So what happened is can you share that what happened to your website during the hack?
So the problem with my client's website is on the server side, his plan is downgraded. So the number of the bandwidth and exceeded, so it kind of crashed. And the second thing is the plugins. So on the pro version, my clients not able to update or not paying the billing on that cycle of the plan of the plugins.
So yeah, technically, when your website is being attacked or being hacked, performance will be affected because it will eat a lot of resources on your hosting environment. Like hosting, or if you're in the shared hosting, you're like allowed to 1 GB or 2 GB of amount of RAM and certain CPU. So when that threshold is like being reached or like being on the limit, so the website will be down and it throws 502 or error from 100 errors. It's that what happened, right? Okay, and yes, so technically that is just one of the behavior of the website when it is being infected with malware. Some of the website is that is infected with malware. It can like do phishing attacks. It can like um, redirects, or it can like make your website or something that is downloadable to your computer. So that is the sign that your website is being hacked. And the difficult one is when your database is being infected with malware. Like no matter how you like delete the certain file that is um, like added into your hosting directory, it will keeps on coming back. So that's so to resolve that, of course, instead of scanning the entire directory and scanning your database that's infected with some malicious script, you need to do a clean installation. So a clean installation means you have to, of course, you can take a backup of your content, the database, and then you have to install the WordPress core from the WordPress repository. That means that all the files that is relating to WordPress core will be new and uploaded. The second one is using the latest working backup. So keep in mind that backup is very important. So we do not know when your website will be hacked, but at least you will be ready. You'll be ready if that happens. So make sure that you have that backup, like daily backups, weekly, or a monthly backup. So just to make sure that you have the retention or restore point where you can salvage your website. The third one is review the plugin and plugin reputation. So there are like more than 60,000 plugins in the WordPress repository. So make sure that you have to review the plugin before using. Like some of the plugins that you're most of our like clients having that concern that your website being hacked is that the plugins are very old, and some are no longer the developers have no longer support on that one, and then even that plugin is no longer existing from that repository, but the website is still using that one. So we do not have control of how the plugin is being like monitored or updated, but make sure as a user or a developer that you are using from a reputable plugin. Like it has like few thousand of downloads, and you have to consider some reviews of that plugin. And then once your website is restored, you need to monitor the site activity. You can install some security plugins that can scan your website and see how much traffic it can, how much traffic it has gathered within that particular period. So if that traffic is not normal, you got to review which IP or which file is being targeted and see what measure that you can do. The next one is, since your website is already infected and browsers are blocking your website from accessing through the web, so you need to do the blacklist removal request. For example, if you are the red warning from the Google Chrome, so you need to request removal from Google to that informing that your website's already clean and we have made necessary action to have this website up and running, and we can assure that the website is already clean. So you can request for removal, and they can review that, and once they can prove that website is clean, so of course the website will become live. I guess that's it.
Sir, I have a question about an infected database. How do you clean it?
The infected database, um, we can like scan the database. Actually, I'm a system administrator, and with having the privilege or higher permission to run query and script on the server. So technically, what I do is I can dump a database and then run a query on that one, searching for a specific table that is infected with the script. Once I have detected that one, I can there's an option on the, if you're using a PHP My Admin, there's an option there to search for that particular phrase, and then once it's being listed, you can manually clean that data. But if your website is like heavily infected with those script, like for example, there are like thousands of script injected on like different tables within your database. So it's very hard that you can you can just like manually or scan every table or every area of your database that is being infected with that particular malware. So most to save some time, we have to restore that website from the early working snapshot.
Um, let's say all the backups were also infected with database.
Okay, if you're okay, that's the worst case scenario because we implemented backups like daily, weekly, and monthly backups. So if you do not have the kind of backup, so you have to to work on that to have that. You can do the search process on the PHP My Admin page, and then um, run a deletion of that file manually.
Thank you.
So that's the worst case scenario. But usually, with the usually we have backups for like a monthly backup, so we can restore that from. But that's the worst case.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Um, yeah, so I hope you're all ready to dive into the world of block themes. But before we do that, let me just start by saying that I had every intention of presenting a very technical talk today, but well, life happened and work, and in between that, my Diablo 4 character my necromancer was about to reach level 50. It's level 50 now, and priorities. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm JC. I'm an engineering manager at WebDev Studios. We are a VIP WordPress company, and everyone is remote. I'm the only one in the Philippines right now, but we are all over the world. My WordPress journey, again, it was already mentioned earlier. My WordPress journey started as a writer, but because I wanted to know more about what is happening behind the background, I learned how to code. So here I am, no longer writing words, but now writing code. Okay, let me see. So in between writing code and managing my developers, I contribute to WordPress. I am currently one of the local leads for WordCamp Asia. I was global lead on the first WordCamp Asia in Thailand. That's 2023. And then 2024, I was contributor day lead and now local lead. And I also speak at events like this. Usually I hold workshops and kids camp. And between that, I juggle work with 2 homeschooled kids. Oh, no, just 1 homeschooled kids because the other one just started college this week. I also have 4 huskies, a beagle, a Pomeranian, and a very opinionated Maine Coon cat. So, yeah, my life is a jungle. So, yeah, enough about me. Let's talk about block themes. Okay, first up, what are block themes? So, block themes are, wait, before I do that, who knows what block themes are? Because I don't want to just talk about block themes without, anybody knowing what I am talking about. Can I get a show of hands? Block themes? Just 1? Oh, 2. Nobody else? Come on. Who are WordPress developers here? Good. And have you tried working with block themes before? Or? Oh, back end. Still? Well, sorry. Yeah. Who has worked with block themes before? You. How was it? Thank you.
My experience using the block theme, particularly in Gothenburg, the WordPress default. So it's like super easy to design, and the loading speed of the website is increased.
Yeah, that's one of the main points of block themes. Yeah, so block themes. So you are familiar with Gutenberg. I know there are a lot of people here who are familiar with Gutenberg, with the Gutenberg editor. So those blocks in the Gutenberg are, handy modular chunks of content that you can drag and drop to create posts and pages. Block themes, on the other hand, took that concept and applied it to the entire site design. So instead of editing PHP files or messing around with a customizer to make tweaks to your site, you can just build everything from the header to the footer and everything in between using blocks. And that is a huge game changer because it allows both developers and non-developers to create, edit, and maintain a site with much more flexibility and control. And yes, this is great for beginners and DIYers as well, but it is also a massive boost for developers because block themes give us the tools to streamline workflows and make our designs more adaptable and reusable. So let's take a moment to explore why block themes are a game changer. Whether you're building a small site or managing something larger, like a banking site or a multi-site, or say